Ruger 90 budget line of the Ruger pistol. Replace the P85. This gun comes in under $350. See how it shoots. So all I'm gonna do is just a quick 2-shot group real quick. See if I can put him in the 90. That's great. That's a nice controlled group. Alright, we got the Federal Champion, the aluminum cased bargain brand. Comes in under $10. I want to see how it shoots out of the Ruger 90 here. About 8 feet away. Not bad. I missed going into transition. So, one of the downsides with this gun is 10 round. Stay compliant magazine. So you gotta sit there and reload it. It's great. It does come standard with a 17 round magazine, but I have the 10 round. And it only comes with one mag. Here's the 9E. Replaces the P85. This is going to be Ruger's budget line of pistols, the striker powered models. It resembles the SR series of pistols, if you're familiar with that. Some of you probably have the SR in your collection. So what's the difference between the SR and this 9E here? Well, as you can see back here on the serrations, there's less slight serrations back here. They did away with basically the safety indicator here, which I am a huge fan of not having out there, and I really like that Ruger did not include that in this model. Your barrel is still the same. Your lower here is still the same. I believe you can put the back straps, adjustable back straps, on the 9E. It does not come with those back straps. You will get one magazine. In particular, this magazine is a 10 round. It does come standard with a 17 round. If you're in a restricted state, you will get the 10 round. So, of course, you have your manual safety external one there, as well as you have a striker block in this pistol. So, this gun is about, I want to say it's about $350. So, what you're seeing right now in the industry is we're seeing a lot of price point pistols come into play. Ruger has been around a long time. I would come out right now and say that they're not going to be my first choice on a primary gun. I wouldn't go in and say I'm really looking at buying a Ruger over, let's say, a Glock or an M&P or an XD. They never really come to my mind in that regard. Now, if you're comparing this gun, let's say, to a Smith & Wesson SD, about the same price, this is pretty comparable. Now, I will have to say, one of the biggest downsides, I'm going to trash Ruger on this really quick, is the magazine disconnect. Some departments, law enforcement departments, do require that their officers carry guns with magazine disconnects. I am not a fan of magazine disconnects whatsoever. I found out this had magazine disconnect and I was very upset, and it really knocked my opinion on this gun down another level, unfortunately. Now, you can remove the magazine disconnect, so that's not a big deal, but to break this pistol down, you're going to have, if you see that right there, the little hook, you're going to push that down, and this is going to slide forward. Let's see if I can do this here. Oh, I probably made a fool out of myself. I'm sorry. You have to push this pin out here, of course. How could I forget that? What the heck's wrong with me? Get that out for you guys really quick. Of course, grab a pen. Oh, we got a paper clip there. That'll work too, I guess. Paper clip. And then you don't have to pull the trigger to take this apart. So disregard me pulling the trigger. So there's your recoil spring right there. Of course, it's not a double capture or anything. Believe that. Okay, you do have a steel guide rod right there, so that's a bonus, right? Here's a barrel. Got a stainless steel barrel there. You're gonna have a 4.14 inch barrel right here. This, of course, chamber 9mm. And here in the slide, we're gonna see this part right here. That is your magazine disconnect. Absolutely hate it. You can remove that. There's lots of videos out there to show you how to remove this. I would strongly recommend you removing that immediately. Of course, your lower, pretty standard. Here's your accessory rail for light, which is great. It's pretty standard stuff there. Nothing too out of the ordinary. The philosophy behind this gun is if you're looking for a gun that you're like, man, I have all of $500 to spend, including tax. We have to pay our wonderful government the tax. Got to. This is a gun that basically is going to fit your budget. Lock that back to the rear. Push this in. Of course, push this up. Don't forget that part. Here we rock and roll. Right there. So you get a lot of gun, in my opinion, for $350 roughly. Magazines are great. I believe they're made in Italy. It's probably Metcar mags. Good mags. You're gonna get steel sights on here. Got 3-dot going on, which is pretty nice. Got a light rail. I would say if you're looking for a home defense gun, get a gun with a light rail. And I'm gonna go for night sights. This does not have night sights, and I'm not sure at this point if somebody offers them. I'm sure they do, like a Trigicon setup. The SR series has been out long enough, so for all you that like manual safeties, this gun does come with manual safeties. So I personally do not like manual safety, so that's a downside for me. So the two biggest downsides of this gun for me is the safety and the disconnect. But for the price point, so far it's a great gun. Now another thing that's going to be different than the SR is this is a black oxide finish. The SR has a nitride finish, so this is a little bit. It's not a great finish compared to the nitride, but it's going to work. I'm sure you guys aren't going to go around and drag this thing through a mud hole and throw it in a sandbox. I'm not sure. Maybe you will. Who knows? Law enforcement use. Your capacity is there. Unfortunately, not 10 rounds, but 17 rounds. You're gonna have to get yourself, a couple more magazines. You're not gonna want to use just one mag. The disconnect issue. If I'm a law enforcement agent, I'm gonna shy away from this pistol in that regard. I'm gonna go with. If you're looking in the budget line of pistols, I'm gonna kind of bring some other stuff in real quick. Reviewed this SIG 2022. A little different action. It's not strike fired. It's hammer fired, of course. This is going to be the 15 round standard, but you can get the 17 round. This gun's a little bit more costly than this, the SR. But of course, no manual safeties, double single action. Of course, that's the Coxer right there, and of course the light rail. And I just picked this gun up, and I'm reviewing it. It's another budget line pistol, SRK2. This is going to be a CZ clone. So far, it's been a pretty good gun, but again, manual safety on the outside, double single action, no decocker on this particular model, 17 round capacity. Comes in about the same price as the Ruger right there. I'll bring a review of that gun shortly. But I started this video out with, or the 9E, as you can see, with the 9E at 200 yards, shooting the Ruger 9E at 200 yards. We do that sometimes just for fun. Is it practical? Absolutely not. You're not going to use a handgun at 200 yards, so it's just for fun. It did take us upwards of 30 rounds to hit a pop bottle at 200 yards. It's a hard shot. So I'm going to kind of go into some I guess some, of course, I kind of told you guys about my dislikes about it already. Magazine disconnect, I absolutely hate it. I would take it out. It does have a kind of a rough trigger on there. That's not great. You have a lot of take up here and it's rough, but breaks pretty clean for the most part. Reset, it's about right there. So not a great reset, but it's a budget pistol. So it comes with one mag. That's the downside. And of course, I don't like the safeties. For some of you guys, you're gonna like that. Of course, left to right magazine release and safety right there. So what I like about it is it's been very reliable. I haven't did a torture test on it. I don't know if I will or not. I'm not sure. I can only do torture tests on select number of guns for you guys. It's accurate and it's affordable for you guys. Good capacity, 1701 for those states that can have the high capacity magazines that are free. You got steel sights, accessory rail, good quality magazines. Like it, it's great. We did have one malfunction. I let my mother shoot it. She limp wristed it, and that caused the malfunction. Now going to some targets real quick, just for you guys. Let's see. I just show a few here. 20 yards. Got some Fiocchi. Got some flyers up there. That's probably me. 10 rounds on target. That'll work. Let's see. We got here's some more Fiocchi 7 yards. Patterning to the right. Flyer. That's me. I'm not world's best shot of Top Shot by any means. Federal Champion aluminum. That grouped well, but of course I pulled it. The trigger will get you on this. You'll get stuff like that sometimes. This is going to be a 7 feet right here, and here's 20 rounds. This is Freedom munitions. This is reloads. That grouped extremely well out of here. That's a great shot pattern. So it saw us do some transition drills and everything. It functioned great. I think Ruger. I grew up with the Ruger firearm. My first gun was a 1022. I have high respect for Ruger. I think they're doing good things for the gun community. They're doing some decent products. Some of their products I'm sometimes question, especially with the magazine disconnect. I know they really want to be safe than sorry when it comes to developing firearms in a setting such as law enforcement, military. Sometimes you don't want all those safeties. You don't want this safety. You don't want a magazine disconnect, and that's why a lot of guys are gonna opt to the Glock. There's a lot of things that you have to start remembering on this gun. Concealed carry aspect. If you want to carry this, go ahead. It's definitely not going to be my first choice whatsoever on a concealed carry gun. It's too freaking big. This is going to fit a home defense service style platform, of course. So it's one of the things with striker models too is I'm kind of concerned about is there's a channel here you can get debris in there, and I'm not gonna say this gun won't function once that happened, but I'm not sure. Of course, you have your witness hole right here to see if there's a round in your chamber. So I would say there's a lot of guns coming out right now at an affordable price point. Ruger did do a fantastic job coming out with this and getting it down to a price point to where the average consumer can buy it, which is great. Not a lot of people have a ton of money to go out there and spend $550 on your Glock plus sales tax. It's just a fact. With the gun too, if you want to know what you're going to get a cardboard box. It's like this. Nice little cardboard box there. You can get all your owner's manual, there's your gun lock. Maybe some of you will use. If they have little ones, you're going to use it. But I just found one more target real quick for you guys. It's actually my mother. You'll see her a couple times. About 7. What are we at right now? 7 yards right here. So she picked this gun up, shoot it. She limp wristed it, and she didn't like it. She didn't like it too much. So not everybody here on the channel is going to like all the guns. So when your safety's up, you can't engage the slide at all. So, but I like the gun for the price point. It's a good gun. It's not going to be my go-to. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm not going to use this primarily as my home defense gun. If I had the choice between the two in terms of price, I'm going to come out with the SIG 2022, honestly. And because the SIG comes with 2 mags, I get 2 15-round mags, and I don't have a magazine disconnect. Double single action. This model comes with night sights for a little bit more money. Discuss that. Watch that video about this gun. Glocks, if you can get a used Glock for around $400, pick it up. I'm gonna say I'm gonna recommend a Glock over this. But if you're cash strapped and you're looking at a couple varieties of guns, Smith & Wesson SD, of course the 2022 I just brought in, or the SAR K2. Maybe pick them all up, and if you have a store that has a range, that has rentals, try to shoot them all, because they're all going to feel different. They're going to shoot different, and the weight, of course, they're all going to weigh a little bit different weights. But I would say Ruger did a good job with minor, in my opinion, features that I don't like in a pistol. Number one, magazine disconnect. If any pistol has a magazine disconnect, I'm automatically gonna kind of have a sour taste in my mouth about it. That's just an opinion. You guys will have different opinions than I do about that. So, but that's not an issue. And I like to review a lot of different guns, because budget guns, expensive guns, and everything. I think that you don't have to spend $1,000 to get a good gun. This gun was very reliable for what it was, and it was great. So that's all I have right now for you guys. Just keep browsing in the playlist, see what other guns we're doing right now. We're starting to get a lot of videos going on, which is nice. We're getting a nice variety for you guys, of course, and we'll just keep on moving forward. Thanks for watching, as always.
Oh, that's close.
I think it may have just